Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode playthrough. In Taiga, finished the last episode with the Voron grad laying on its side, having a little snooze up on the hill, somewhere up there. So it's only right to start the next episode with the Taiga, probably the best bet to get up there and help get it on its wheels. I'm just going to grab a bit more fuel before we go. So this is too much removed from this maintenance trailer now, and I'll worry about how to juggle that up to 200 at a later stage. Before heading up to the grad, I'm just going to grab the service trailer down here, because I noticed that it's the trailer that we have to drag it to 3 different POIs. And I noticed that the first of those POIs is in the direction of where the grad is stuck on a mountain, or at least in the direction of the route that I want to use to try and get the grad back on its wheels. So I figure I may as well move this. I probably will end up doing this task as part of this little rescue mission. It's just getting more of the small stuff done before I get into the big deliveries. So let's just head in the right direction with this. And I'll explain the route. I'm not going to try the route that I used to go up there with the grad, because I did notice in between while I was looking at logistics, and I've got myself a little spreadsheet of the deliveries needed on this region, and there's mountains of cargo to shift. And I just want to get myself organised, so I've started planning out how I would go about that. But there's certain things I have to do, like delivering this tool trailer, the maintenance trailer, in there to the other warehouse, because that opens up another limited supply of resources for us. I just had a comment, and I want to satisfy my curiosity. I've put... Okay, I've used them all. That's no good then. So basically the comment was, do you pay auto load to get your own stuff out of one of these warehouses? And it's a really good question. I do not know the answer to it yet. So I'll have to put some... Next time I put some stuff in, I'll have to see how that works. So I want to get the grad. And just to show what I mean about this unstable foundations, the first research point is up there on that hill. So I don't know that I will take this all the way there, but I'm gonna try a different way of getting into the grad. And unfortunately it's dark, so it's not gonna be easier. But when I went up there with the grad earlier, I went this route and then across here, and then this is a really bad camber. And I was quite smug about the fact that I negotiated that okay, and then I did a silly and didn't notice the rock I was driving over was a bit steep and tipped over. But this is the bit that's a bit more of a worry. And then I noticed that there is a contract that requires long logs to be delivered up there to the same spot. So the place that I just kind of struggled a bit to get the grad up there, I've got to get up there with long logs. So what I want to look at is whether or not there's a better route somewhere here to come in and do that to get long logs up there. And I'm going to use a Taiga to scout that, basically. And in the process, I'll leave this trailer around here somewhere near this wood framing. In between recording the last episode and this one, I've been playing a fair bit on my campaign mode save. Partly because I've been playing with a controller and I want to get used to that. I'm not ready to use that on the series yet, but I probably will be fairly soon. But I've also been playing around with my wheel, because getting a controller working, it gave me a bit of enthusiasm to try and sort out the Logitech wheel setup that I've got, and it's not bad. It's only really camera control is the issue. So yeah, I've been messing around with that, and I've been doing all of that on my campaign mode save. But the other reason is I wanted to level up, because my campaign save is too low level to be able to buy one of the flat face collab that I'm interested in using for this save. So I've just been messing. Right. I'm going to leave this trailer here. I know I haven't moved it much, but I've moved it in the direction it needs to go. And I'm basically, imagine now that I've got long logs on the Pacific, and I'm seeing how this goes as a route. All right. Yeah. So I want to before I commit to buying one of the collabs on this save, I thought it'd be a good idea to have a play. And using a controller or wheel with a shifter makes this game a lot nicer than keyboard and mouse, if I'm fair. It's funny that it's taken me 150 episodes to work that out, but it does. This game plays much nicer with a controller or wheel. Just it's more natural to change gears in. Right. Okay. Back to the job in hand. So what I did so far there would be fine for getting logs up there. So I wouldn't have a problem with the Pacific so far. I would be happy to come up this way with the Pacific. And then that's a bit of an incline coming up. What's the camber like? So you'd have to come at it. I suppose you could come at it from that side and turn. It'd be quite a sharp turn. So I think you'd have to do that angle. That would be okay for the Pacific with logs on, I think. And then the bit that I'm most worried about is you'd have to swing pretty wide here. Maybe not that wide. Maybe turn wide after you've got past the slippery rock. And then you'd have to, this is a fairly good flat area as a turning radius. You'd have to come pretty wide and then turn uphill, but avoid putting yourself at too much of a camber. That'd be alright. I think I could do that in the Pacific with logs on, or something with logs on. I'm hoping the Pacific works out, but I haven't actually tried it yet on this map. Right, the only issue here is that the truck is tipped the wrong way to be, I'm not going to say easy, but to get it back on its wheels. It would have been easier if it was tipped the other way and I could have gone past it and pulled it up, right? So I am going to put that on there and see. Yeah, see, I'm not shifting that at all. I might need to drag it back a bit, try and maneuver it backwards. Not worry about the cargo for a minute. Maybe I can turn it. Get the other side of it. Maybe I can pull its nose around enough to be able to turn it on the track. It's always difficult. You haven't got the leverage to try and... Oh. Steering inputs. Maybe I should move that container out the way. Treat them as two separate problems. Give me more room to maneuver anyway. And then I'll obviously have to pack this back onto the grad in order to actually do the delivery, but now I should be able to get the grad up. And then I'm hoping that that gives me a better angle and I'm not leaning on rocks to stop me being able to maneuver. To then put a rope on my nose to that high point on the grad chassis. Maybe it'll be better up on the back. The high point of the tail. Tipped it onto myself. That's alright though, I don't mind that. We're all good friends. don't lose the Tiger off a cliff now. Right, we are back on our wheels. Thanks, Tiger. So yeah, we've got to bring long logs into this same location. And it doesn't look like there's a way out the back that's easy. That nice big tent is flat bang in the way. So you're not really going to be coming in the back entrance, I don't think. Even I'm not mad enough to try that. Grey mode. Legs down. Let's get this reloaded so that we can mark this delivery as done and move on to something else. Well, I might be able to turn it by using the loading bed, but no, let's turn it first. It's a bit slower, but it works. Still crane, pack the cargo. And now I can do delivery. What should have been another 20 seconds of the last episode is now done. 7,500 to deliver those. Not bad. Even with the unexpected effort needed. It's not over till both trucks are out safe though, right? For some of these long log deliveries, I can kind of see even the Pacific needing a buddy truck to help pull past some of that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. We'll also see how we go with towing the Tiger out. This may be a bad idea. I may be better off just driving both of them out. Kind of want to try that with the Pacific now. There is a contest in and amongst these little pathways. Not looked at it yet, but I'm sure there's a contest where you have to race your way around these little... It may be on the other side, but yeah. Right. Both vehicles rescued, and more importantly, or just as importantly, that task completed. Pretty good. If I knew exactly where I wanted to get logs from, I would go and get some logs now and try that. I'm kind of itching to try the Pacific out with some long log work, but I'm not entirely sure yet how I'm going to do that. Take his engine off, my engine off, and let's have a little think about what's next. Okay, so I've had to think about what I'm going to do. I've just positioned the Taiga with its 5-slot trailer attached to it. I'm going to bring through another truck to the map, because I think that's a good idea. It works for me. And that is going to be the Tatra Phoenix. I've retained this in Imandra. It should be full of fuel. It needs a repair, but I'm going to pay $3,500 to deploy the Tatra. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I'm going to pay to repair it, by the way, $2,500. But it looks like a disgraceful mess. So it's now nice and shiny again. It's got a high saddle on it. It's also got this loading crane. And as per my experiments that I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, this crane has more reach. So as a general purpose vehicle, this is a bit more useful. And I may end up buying a dedicated trailer for it, maybe one of the high saddle 5 slots. Because I'm pretty sure I could have checked it while I was in there. Let's check my fuel. Fuel is full, yeah. So I'm pretty sure this can't take a low saddle. So I may end up paying, let's see how much that would cost. Wide flatbed. This is the same trailer that we used to move the airplane parts in Imandra. And this truck towed this trailer pretty well. And look, that's a nice little spot to put a lope on the front as well, maybe. Plus 5 slots, possibly. So that would be $7,500. I'm not going to buy one of those right now, but I suspect I'll end up buying that. And one of the reasons is I know this is a good high saddle truck. I know it's got a decent crane. I don't know what the crane does to its stability, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I think this truck combined with I don't know why I went all the way around there to come out here. This is where I wanted to be. This truck combined with a trailer is not a bad shout for moving cargo around. And that crane will just be handy to have on the map. And then the reason I'm doing this right now is that I'm going to use this to travel with the Taiga up to the railway depot area, do some activity up there, and then use this high saddle to bring the big fuel trailer back down this end of the map a little bit, or at least move it towards the middle of the map a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna go off into the northeast corner of the map, do some stuff, and then come back with some fuel. Not always on. I really like this truck. That crane looks a little bit big for it, but it does the job really well. In fact, while I'm here, let's satisfy some curiosity and go and see about using this to get that power lines finally delivered. The container that I put on a cliff but didn't have a crane big enough to move it. And at some point, I dare say I will deploy one of the super large cranes, either the Azov or the Paystar. I own both of the large cranes, so I've got a choice of which flavour of base vehicle I want to use with it. It's up here somewhere, wasn't it? Might be a good idea if I activate the correct task so that I can find it. So I don't drive past it like an idiot. Yeah, it's there anyway, but let's tag it there and then power line management. Truck with a crane is recommended. And the blue crane that was on the Taiga when I tried to do this before is just too small. Doesn't have anywhere near the reach. See how this does. Try it from here. That should be okay if anything can do it. Crane mode. I've not really done much with this crane. I bought it in a Mandra because I intended to use it for something, and then that thing turned out to be a little bit less practical than I thought. Still a bit short, isn't it? Can I poke it in? The challenge is there's no sort of cargo option, so presumably the test is can I get it right into the box. Restore the crane so I can maneuver. I'm just going to try and move a little bit, see if I can get a slightly better angle. Didn't intend to do this, so it's a little bit of a time sink. I can get right in that, right alongside it. I should get a bit better leverage to push it. Let's turn off all-wheel drive because it's more fuel efficient. A thing I keep forgetting to do. All this is really doing is, I don't know how many of these high cliff deliveries there are. If this is the only one, then I'm not too worried. But really, this is just telling me I probably ought to have the big crane. Down. And try and push. Right, so that's most definitely inside. Do I need to have it attached? That's definitely inside. And then out of crane mode. Cargo option available. I was trying to use the cargo option while I was in the crane mode. And maybe that's a disadvantage. $1,800. Maybe that's a disadvantage to having my HUD not visible. Or maybe I should just do a bit more critical thinking in the middle of trying to do something that I can't work. If I can't work it out, it's probably because I'm doing it wrong, right? Right, that's burnt enough fuel. But at least 1,800, and it's something done on the task list, so that's worthwhile time. But I'm glad that's done. And I'm sure this crane will be better for putting cabins into the loading areas because it's got more reach. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach the maintenance trailer to the back of this truck, and then this and the Tega will go together up to the railway station. Careless, especially since I just paid to do repairs and make it look shiny and pretty again. Turn my engine off. What I'm going to do real quick is jump into the Ford, because the Ford has the most flexibility in terms of trying to get 200 litres back into this maintenance trailer. The grad is empty because I just drained it into the Taiga, because I intend bringing fuel back here anyway. It's 100 litres. That's 150. You see what I'm going to do now, can you? $201, close enough for me. And then I'll move the Ford pickup truck just out of the way a little bit. Jump back into the Phoenix, repair points, use them while they're here. This can attach a rope to the front of the Taiga and we'll drive up to the railway station. Get this tools delivery done. We'll have the Taiga there to do the 4-slot cargo that needs to be picked up. And we'll probably grab some consumables. Let's turn the engine on the Taiga. I might be better off towing with the Taiga to be fair, but I'm going to give it a go. Taiga's got itself caught on a tree. I think the Taiga trailer is easier to put in front. I think towing via a dolly that's on a drawbar is always more difficult. Whereas the Taiga has a rigid connection to its, through the fifth wheel to its trailer. There's a bit more of a stable towing platform and it gives me more control over going wide. Whereas that dolly trailer will follow in my tracks a bit easier. Let's just switch them around and drive with the Taiga in front. We're going there empty. I had a look on the map and I can't see any cargo that needs to be taken in that direction. Particularly. So we're going to go there empty, but I don't intend coming back empty. A very decent convoy, isn't it? What's this site then? Oh, okay, yeah, this is the residential area near the factory. So I'm just going to mark out a route because I've not done this a hell of a lot. Something like that. So I've got plenty of choices on trucks, right? I've got comments suggesting numerous different combinations that I'm sure could work. At the moment, if I were to put the 5-slot wide trailer on that Phoenix, then right here I've got 10 slots of cargo that I could haul around with a crane on each vehicle. That's one option. An option that might be a bit more appealing to me is if I were to bring through the twin steer, just because I want to. Apart from the fact I got comments saying it's a great truck, and I don't doubt that at all. I've also got a curiosity itch, in that I've not tried it since I did a contest with it in Michigan without the all-wheel drive upgrade. So now that I own all of the upgrades possible for the twin steer, I think this would be a good map for me to test it out on for myself. And if I did that, it would probably be the Phoenix plus the twin steer, because then I've got the crane plus 5 slots and then a 4-slot rigid. Nobody told me, you guys, nobody told me that I just turned exactly the wrong way. Oh my word. You probably, there will have been people shouting at the monitor saying, what are you doing? Where are you going? Alright, I'm going to the same place. I'm just not going to turn around. I'm going to push on and pretend that this was deliberate. Talking when I should be driving. No mate, that is not a road. Seriously, that is where the waypoint goes. I find that hard to believe. I might end up turning around and giving this up as a bad job. I took a wrong turn. There's no way that is a road for this vehicle or this convoy. Cut your losses, admit your mistake, turn it round. Talking about trucks when I should be focusing on driving. I am not going that route. That might be a scout route, but I don't think it's a big truck route. A waste of fuel, isn't it? It's another reason, I've said it before, why I want a mini-map. Mini-map for this game would be wonderful. Just a GPS, just give me a GPS. I'd even turn the HUD on for that. Don't think it's unreasonable to have a GPS in a trucking game. Switch. So easy to turn the Phoenix around because it's got one of the silly dolly trailers on, but let's get it turned. I also read a comment telling me when it comes to the big delivery missions, rather than, well, there's a couple of important comments that have come through, and thank you very much for them. One of them was, rather than doing the missions one at a time, do like all of the metal rolls for all of the contracts, and then do all of the metal beams and then all of the bricks, and just kind of work your way through it that way, because you'll just be more efficient with the multiple trips that you have to do. Why isn't it giving me... Did I turn the engine off? Right, let's try that again, but this time I'll actually stick to the route that I marked out. Perhaps. A novel idea, I know, but I don't mind. I enjoy driving around. I just don't understand. I haven't got the fuel to spare for zigging when I should have zagged. And if I was on a live stream, somebody would have said, "Where are you going? That's not the route you plotted." So yeah, truck choices. Let's get back to that topic. I'm pretty sure I'm going to bring the twin steer free because I want to try it out for myself. I'm also pretty sure that if I were to put a 5-slot trailer on this Phoenix and couple it up either with the Tega that I've got now or the Grad with the same low saddle and the same trailer as the Tega now, this combination 10 slots of cargo would be a good choice as well. 10 slots versus 9 slots. I'm not really aware of fuel consumption issues with the twin steer in comparison, so I'm not sure that I could comment really yet. I need to go wider because I'm struggling with this snaky bit a little bit. And then I need to go wide this side. The Kolob idea for certain cargo, I really like the idea of a Kolob high saddle, but I don't think I would use one because of the lack of a crane choice, but like general purpose delivery. Engine off. Let's get myself out of the twisty bit one truck at a time rather than struggling with it, because that Phoenix just keeps getting caught on the Armco barrier. Engine off. Into the Phoenix. My rope must have been too long or something, maybe. Maybe the turning circle's not as... I do remember from driving this that it's got a good turning circle, but it's quite slow lock to lock. So maybe it just wasn't responding as quickly through the twisties as the Tega could, and therefore it wasn't following the line properly. Change into the Tega. Start the engine. But let's get back to it. I feel I made this harder than it needed to be. This is where I turned right when I meant to go left, even though I'd only just put that marker in. Right, one infinity later, we're back on our chosen route. The Azov 73-210 is another option. The Azov has its crane plus a 2-slot sideboard bed, plus the 4-slot ramped trailer. So the Azov on its own can do 6 slots of cargo movement with a crane. And then you can couple that up with whatever you want to tow it with. So that could, or tow with it. So that could be any of the above. That's the cement works. Right, so this is the trail I marked out. The engine noise on that Phoenix in the background, it always cracked me up. It's like a cement mixer with a couple of bricks in it, isn't it? And dark enough to put some lights on. A little nudge from the Phoenix then, saying, "Get on with it, mate. Come on, we've got all day." Oh, that's not a bendy tree, so that's going to cause a problem for the Phoenix. Phoenix engine off. Drop the winch. Let's get in. Get this truck in first, and then I'll come back and get the other one. Chuck some fuel in, and then the Phoenix can come in, do its delivery. And this is the, let's just get the right one selected, opening the warehouse. Getting through the tasks on here, I think we had tagged them all on this map as well. So what's that? That's only 3 left after we've handed this one in. So another comment that I got that's very much appreciated is a tip to not do the conveyor tasks on the other, or contracts, to not do the conveyor contracts on the other map until last, because fixing them does close off some of your navigation routes. So that's useful as well, so thank you for that. So 2 warehouses. 3,400 for that task, but more importantly, that now gives me access to 1 medium pipe, 5 cement, 10 cargo rolls, 1 container. Yeah, so it just gives me more stuff to make use of. And this can connect to the big fuel trailer. And it's not like I don't need fuel in this corner of the map, because obviously I'm going to be coming up here a lot to empty out those warehouses. So I'm not going to leave this corner of the map with no fuel, but I'm going to move it a little bit more conveniently located. Attach it, engine off, refuel myself. Shame it's dark, but that looks alright. That looks in proportion to me. And it worked with the crane. I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't work with the crane. So what I'm going to do next is change back into the Tega, and I'd like to come down and do this missing container, because it's a fairly big activity to do in this corner of the map, and it's another warehouse that gives me access to some more resources. So, and I think I can see the container is there basically, so pretty close by. Should be able to do it with the Tega crane. If not, then I've got the Phoenix here with a slightly bigger crane. I think I've loaded 4 slot containers with a small crane before. Yeah, got to turn it around. Oh, I thought I refueled this. It's not refueled. Weird. I thought I refueled this before I unhooked. So it's looking like my waypoint is pretty much on the money. That is a big container, minding it for a little crane. Remind myself, this map, if I loaded it up, could I get back up to that trail? Or would I want to back it out? Not a very pretty location for it, is it? Well, it's one way to find out. There's plenty of trees around. If I can even get in there. Right, it's caught on something. Of course, I can't see what it is. Probably this big tree that I'm stuck on as well. Let's do it a little bit more sensible. Possibly. Possibly not. Because that railway line pretty much runs straight to where we want to go. Let's use the big crane to our advantage. It seems how it's here. Give me a good chance to test it, won't it? Lights on. So obviously I'm currently using a high saddle trailer, so I can't attach to the blue trailer. I can use the big crane to load the blue trailer, given that it's a big cargo. More sensible, I think. Just means I've got to drag the cargo back to here to be able to load it up. And I think the big tree that I was stuck on is despawned. Right in my tyre tracks there was a big tree running left to right. I think that's what my trailer was caught on just now. Drown my Tatra. You can use a crane in the wet, mate. Can't you? You got a wetsuit on? I am aware that I'm tilting the wrong way. I'm also aware that it's very dark. I'm also aware that the crane is tilting my snorkel into the water. Which does make sense, but it's still not desirable activity. Yeah, now I'm dry. I don't think I fancy trying to drive out with it, so this may be a case of moving it gradually in the direction of the Taiga. Of course, it's just going to roll back into the water every time I do anything with it. Oh, really? I don't think that would have rolled like that. I think the physics engine did me wrong there. Maybe I will just drag it out, not try and be clever with it. It's a nice big powerful crane. It does feel good as a crane. Another truck. I'm driving a Tatra, right? Another truck that I have a high desire to get is the Tatra Force as a heavy. Looks pretty flexible for what you can mount onto it, add-ons wise and tyres wise and so on. And it's a heavy rather than an off-road like the Phoenix. So I think it's another one that potentially is a choice. Quite a lot more work to go and get it, but it's free, which is always good. Right, because it played silly buggers last time, I'm going to have a go at driving it out like that. Works for airplane wings, it could work for this. And if it clips through these trees, then that's a bit weird. I need my winch to move me forward. That's not too bad though, because I'm out of the water and I'm more level. Can I clip it through this tree, or is that going to cause me a problem? Or at least swing it around the other side of the tree. Now I'm going to call that a win. So the crane. Now I can put myself in a position that I should be able to get it straight onto the trailer now. One more lift. That should work. Contents of this container is already flooded, so it won't really hurt that I've shaken it and rattled it and dropped it and rolled it and so on. Pull it in, lift it up, lower myself down. Pull the line a bit shorter. And then once this one's done, my next game plan, which will be next episode, will be to possibly do the consumable deliveries for this part of the map, this corner, into the swamp with this trailer again, unfortunately, but it's doable. We know it's doable because I did it a few episodes ago. But just while I'm in this area with something that can carry cargo, and then load up a bunch of stuff out of the warehouses and haul it down. So I'll go back with at least 5, maybe 6 slots worth of cargo loaded. And the fuel. And the fuel I'll probably position halfway so that I can run in and out of this location, filling up each direction as I go. Pack cargo. Restore the crane. I didn't think my crane was active, but it thinks it is. So start the engine. And then we're going to just follow this railway line and get this 4-slot cargo delivered. And that will be all we'll manage in this episode then, I think. That didn't look like a very big rock, but it obviously is. I'm going to have to activate my crane. My crane and my... they're back to front, look. Restore the crane. It's not let it... It's got it mixed up which one I'm in. But it's trying to attach the crane when I'm trying to do the winch. Let me just jump back into a different truck. And then come back. See if it resets that. Yeah, that's better. Weird little bug. Right, so over that rock, let's keep going. Coming into daylight, always good. So I'm probably better off leaving the road here, or leaving the railway line here. And do the delivery that way. I still haven't seen the contract that requires this delivered, by the way. This, whatever this big trailer is called, is. I was looking through the contracts and I can't see which one that relates to. I can see a big trailer mountaintop delivery in the other map, which I did in my campaign mode save, where you have to deliver a cable trailer, a large, heavy, high saddle trailer, and I used the Kolob, long nose Kolob, on my campaign mode save just to try that vehicle out. Delivered it, no bother whatsoever. So I've had a practice run of that contract, which is something I don't normally do, but I needed to. Well, I was satisfying my curiosity, but I needed to put some levels on that save to let me try the other Kolob, which is level 22 to buy. Maybe the railway route would have been better. If I keep on as I am, I'll probably look to finish stuff in Big Salmon Peak before moving back to Flooded Foothills, just because of the fuel situation. Right, so this will give me even more cargo access from this little warehouse. Cargo, unload the oversized cargo. Done. Missing container. $4,600. What can I get from here now? 3 lots of bricks, metal rolls, and some cement. And then presumably the cement I should take to the concrete plant while I'm here. And I've got 5 slots, and there's 5 slots in there. Seems like Providence. Even if I don't work out what I'm going to do with it yet, while I'm here, I should make use of the fact that I can take some cement and put it in that concrete plant that's right next to me. Let's turn this around. Get it oriented so that I can load more easily. Not a lot of maneuvering room. Big rocks in the way of where I'm trying to go. Alright, yeah, that's better. That's it, I wanted to get past the flagpole and mess with your maple leaf, mate, but it was in my way. That'll do. Now, some contracts, I believe, need cement to be delivered. So I'm not going to craft this up because I've got to work out what's the best use of it. But while I'm here, it just makes sense to deliver this to the crafting location. Although it has made my episode a bit longer than I intended. they've changed something with the bindings. The way I keep going into the escape menu, I used to be able to do this loading cargo, no problem. Just quick, like add a quick keystroke to get out of the crane, load the next one, come back into the crane. Used to be able to do that really quickly. And they've changed something because I keep going into that wrong menu. It's like you hit escape on obviously I'm talking PC here, but you hit escape to come out of crane mode, and it puts you into a kind of like the V menu but not. So it's messing my rhythm up a little bit, and it keeps making me put up that exit game menu. I don't mean to. Right, I'm going to have to put the other one on top and then just rely on the auto pack. Slightly cheesy. Back cargo. 5 slots of cement. We're going to take that down to the cement works and just chuck it into storage for now, and then that'll be it for the episode. And I'll look at the other stuff that can be done in this corner of the map before we leave with the fuel, and then we'll load up with other stuff from the warehouses and start heading back down to the center of the map to the delivery locations. There's no side door into that, is there? I could probably get through there. I may as well go round to the main entrance, I suppose. I'll come across this snow at the front. Maybe. Just widen the gate slightly, I should be alright. There we go. Beautiful. I picked up a sign on my way. It's just despawned. So now, this will answer the question that RoomTemp asked in the chat. In chat? What am I like? I think I'm a streamer now. In comments. So this is... So controls wise, it's 1 and 3 to toggle. This is keyboard mouse. Not much use to anybody that's not doing that. 1 and 3 to toggle between unload, craft, or load. So if I now put all 5 cement in the cement works, I could then craft. So it makes sense. It takes 2 slots worth of cement to create a 2-slot slab, 1 to make a 1-slot block. And that's the only 2 things I can craft here. But the other question is, yeah, so I would have to pay to auto load taking my stuff out. So I'm still, it's free to put it in, but I'm still gonna crane it out because cranes. 145,000, we're doing alright for money. Yeah. But I could craft concrete blocks or slabs here now. I'm not going to until I know what I need that cement for, if anything. But that is a good day's work done. I feel happy with what we did there today. We got quite a lot achieved. And then in the next episode, what I'm going to do probably is supporting the locals. At least deliver this one to Matt's house. And then probably take 2 consumables plus whatever else I can fit on the truck back down, and maybe do the Rachel and Steve's delivery with the grad, because it'll just be more enjoyable than dragging this blue trailer through the swamp. But move those consumables down the map. But yeah, while I'm almost there, I should do the Matt house one. And that's that corner of the map finished, nothing else in there to do. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. In the meantime, thank you and goodbye.